The built-in search tool inside RightTool doesn't just search through your shortcuts and your reports. It can also do an amount search. And it does that whenever it recognizes a dollar amount being typed in here. So if I type 500 and then press enter, it will open a new tab, and then it will use the new search experience, the updated modern search experience, to search within transactions. Now this $500 will be entered automatically under amount, and the search will be automatically initiated. So it's a quick way to get straight into your new search experience for the dollar amount search. Only problem that you have is that this $500 are only going to be searched in the summary of the transaction or in the header of the transaction. So if there's any transactions that do not add up to 500 but could contain individual line items with the 500, it would not be found through the new search experience. So you actually have to use the old search experience to get to that 500. Anyway, the way you get to the old search experience is the same thing. You type 500, but instead of just pressing enter, you press Control Enter. And Control Enter opens a new tab, does the same thing, but uses the old search experience to search $500 within line items. And notice that there's 72 items versus 69 items. So there's a total of 3 additional transactions that contain $500 inside the detail, which is why sometimes you might want to use that Control Enter to use the old search experience. Now in the old search experience, another couple cool things you can do is do an in-between search. So if I type more than or greater than 100 and then lesser than 200, I literally typed greater than 100, lesser than 200, and I press enter, it will do an in-between amount search. So not an exact dollar search, but in-between amount search, and it will search within the header of the transaction. So these are all transactions totaling to anywhere between 100 and 200. But if I use the same exact scheme here, I put greater than 100 and then lesser than 200, but then hit Control Enter, it's the same type of search in the old screen, but now searches through line amounts instead of total amounts. So naturally, you could find more transactions than it would if you would do a regular header search for that in-between search. It also works straight with greater than. So I'm looking for greater than 1,000 and press enter. And it takes me to the old search experience with transactions only higher than 1,000, or I can do lesser than 500, and I can also do Control Enter on the lesser than, and then it will do a line amount search, but only lesser than, not in between. So another really a couple of cool things you can do with specifically when it comes to searching amounts in the RightTool search box.